There is a huge issue in the Madden franchise. And as someone who in the past has had serious beef with EA, I was blocked on everything. And now I actually have a positive relationship with them. I'm really hoping that we can impact some serious positive change, make the franchise better, and not do so in a toxic, negative way. I say all of that because I've met with a lot of people who work at EA. We worked on the cover reveal for college football. We've worked together at the Super Bowl. And while every single person that I've met at EA is someone I've really enjoyed, that doesn't mean I think the game is perfect. And the biggest issue that plagues this game for me is what I'm going to refer to as the lag tax. In the Madden franchise, there is a tax on every single input you make. And that tax is your time. To give an example of this, I'm on Madden Ultimate Team. I'm gonna buy 5 players off the auction house. I'm gonna add them to my lineup, and then I'm gonna upgrade them and equip them with abilities. All of the standard things you have to do if you play the Ultimate Team mode. So I'm gonna buy myself a quarterback, 2 wide receivers, a halfback, and a tight end. Basically half of an offense. Now, as you're watching here in real time, one thing you may or may not be noticing is just how much time is lost to lag. Input delay, buffering, the server loading, players loading. Every input that you make in this game for some reason is stuck in the mud, bogged down, slow, unresponsive. Now, obviously this is pretty boring, so let's speed this up until the end. And done. It took me 3 minutes and 30 seconds of real time to buy 5 players off the auction house, add them to my team, and upgrade them. That doesn't seem very long. Let me show you now what this would look like if we removed the lag tax. So what you're seeing now is every single input delay, buffer, lag, stutter, glitch, all of it just removed. This is what Madden Ultimate Team would look like if there was no input delay. If the menus and the user interface were fluid and smooth. If every single input that you made on this game was actually registered by your console. How long was that? 1 minute and 55 seconds. So just as a head-to-head comparison, it took me 3 minutes and 30 seconds to build just these 5 players. And out of that 3 minutes and 30 seconds, 1 minute and 35 seconds of that was waiting, lagging, just staring at my screen, waiting for the game to respond to the inputs that I made on it. I think the best way to visualize that is 45%. 45% of the time I spent actually playing this game, building my team, trying to make my roster, was waiting. That is a lag tax. I was taxed for all my time spent playing this game and building the team because for some reason, and the reason I'm hoping to get to the bottom of when this video is said and done, is the menu, the user interface, the auction house, the catalog, the upgrade system, the entire framework that this game is built on, for some reason, is incredibly, incredibly slow. A minute here and there really isn't a big deal, and I certainly don't expect everything in a video game to be like literally lightning fast load instantly. But 45%? Let's just extrapolate that. If I spent 2 hours playing this game, I would spend 50 minutes, 50 minutes of that 2 hours just in a loading screen, waiting for it to buffer. Now, admittedly, I know this better than anybody because I'm a YouTuber. I don't play the game the way that others do. I'm building teams constantly. I'm upgrading players constantly. So it makes sense that I notice this as a bigger deal than others. And if you wanted to defend EA on this, there's a lot of things that you could first come up with. Number one, you would say, oh, well, your internet connection just isn't strong. You don't have a good enough internet to run the game properly. Well, that's certainly not true for me. I just ran a speed test right now. I'm rocking about 1,000 download, 100 upload, and 22 ping. Both my Xbox and my PC are hardwired into Ethernet. And for the record, I don't think EA or myself expects anybody to have that good of a connection to play Madden, right? So it's certainly not the internet connection. The next pushback might be, oh, well, it's an online game mode. There's all these player cards and art. It's a huge database with a ton of assets. It's just going to be laggy. And that's just how it is. That is true of all games. That might be what you would say. Except, I can see with my own eyes, one click away, that that's not true. I've talked about this in the past, but I'm gonna boot up NBA 2K26. And I understand that these are different games. One's basketball and one's football. But they have a My Career, same that Madden has Superstar. They have My Team, same that Madden has Madden Ultimate Team. They have My NBA, same way that Madden has Franchise. And for what it's worth, 2K has immensely more depth, options, and playability. There is so much more that you can do on 2K than you can do on Madden. So if anybody had the excuse for assets or functionality, it would be 2K, except 2K runs a million times smoother. Now let me incredibly clear about something. This is not an endorsement of 2K. And this is not shitting on EA either. The true thing I'm trying to figure out, get an answer to, and hopefully improve is why is the menu and user interface on Madden Ultimate Team so slow across all modes, while head-to-head competitors like 2K have found a way to make it seamless? And I'd like to just give a live example of that right now. Every time I make an input here on Ultimate Team, it is registered by the game, and RB moves this along. As I go to manage my lineup, every time I click a button, it is responsive. And take a look at this. As I go to load in a player, if I want to view my player card, as soon as I click it, it pops up. Automatically, it will pop up the player, all their stats, and it even has this cool little animation where you see the player in real time. Not only does Madden not have that functionality, which frankly I'm not really asking for. I don't think Madden should pop up a player. I mean, I guess they could. The real point is the fact that look at how easy it is to view my player, adjust my player, look at their attributes, add and equip badges. Everything is seamless and fast and fluid, the way that you would expect a massive video game in 2026 to operate, right? I think the real kicker here and the real reason I'm making this video is I'm certain that other companies are able of doing it. I'm certain that other companies are capable of making fluid, flawless menu interfaces. Ones that have more depth than Madden has. The games are more stable and run better. And the question I'm hoping to get answered from EA is why? Why am I losing 45% of my time building a team to literal lag, input delay, user interface error? And why has a company like 2K figured it out? I understand fully that EA has a monopoly on Madden. And if you're watching this video and you're going, guys, the answer is simple, EA doesn't care. EA doesn't care. I actually don't believe that. I've met these people. They hire full-time developers. Obviously, these people care about football, and they don't want to put out a bad game. Nobody wants to put out a bad game. And on that same token, people heavily criticize 2K for slopping out the same game. It's not like the 2K devs aren't getting this feedback or criticism. I'm talking specifically about the menu, user interface, and the stability of the game. Why is it that I can seamlessly build a team, view my players, and navigate menus in 2K, and I cannot in Madden? That's really my only question. And if EA can acknowledge that, I would like to know what they're doing to solve it. I'm wondering what is being done so that the game runs well. Now let's hop back into Madden 26 for a second. I focus solely on Ultimate Team. I play a lot of Ultimate Team. I really like the mode. I think the mode is so much worse because it's a tedious, ridiculous chore how long you spend navigating a user interface that feels like it was built in 2012. But there's a million modes in Madden. There's franchise, there's superstar, there's online head-to-head. You can go into the creation center and you can download custom rosters. And those modes have the exact same problem. I think one of the craziest things too is even in offline, you are completely bogged down. One of the craziest things I think too is you are completely bogged down even in offline. I feel like my brain can rationalize that if I'm playing Ultimate Team with 1,000 other players online at the same time, that there might be some error. Granted, 2K doesn't have that issue. Many other online head-to-head multiplayer games that I play don't have that issue. But at least I can rationalize it a little bit. But watch what happens if I play an offline solo franchise on Madden NFL 26. I'm going to choose my Detroit Lions, and let's just start playing in the preseason. Right out the gates, you'll notice this very frustrating input delay on any button that you attempt to click. Also, no matter how many times you play franchise, it keeps giving you the tutorial. I've literally played 300 franchises and the game keeps trying to tell me how to play franchises. That's just annoying. But even here, just looking at my coach overview as I go to upgrade my coach's abilities and play sheets, pressing RB just to scroll through these menus, every single time there's just this hitch of lag and load. Not a huge deal. It's really not a big time sink. I think where you really get a time sink is trying to adjust and edit your lineup. Every time I scroll between these menus, you get met with that little screen right there, those little dots, trying to load the guy in. As I click on Amon-Ra St. Brown, the game wants to literally every single time tell me how to upgrade the guy. I know. It's my 300th time. But what if I want to change his number? What if I want to change his attributes? I cannot even begin to tell you how long this would take to fully customize a roster, to fully edit your team, the whole point of franchise, trying to navigate through these menus. Here's our first big loading screen. We'll see how much time this shaves off. Amon-Ra St. Brown's finally in. As I press RB, there's a huge hitch and lag as we go through each of these. Here's another loading screen, as I have finally now gotten to his gear. And now as we navigate his gear, my inputs really won't even be registered. If you move too fast on these menus, if you move faster than it can handle, it just won't register your input whatsoever. Here's what I would do under a normal circumstance. I would scroll over to a visor, I'd click on it, and then I'd move over to the next menu. Well, that's weird, because Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't have the visor. Let's do it again. I click on the visor, I equip it. That's weird. He doesn't have the visor. Let's scroll over down and click on it. Let's go back. That's weird. He doesn't. I'm beating a dead horse here, but you get it. In order to play Madden the way that it is intended to be played, you have to slow down every single input, every single click, and move at turtle speed as if we were in 2010, but we're not. I think that's the biggest issue with this lag tax is that I can hop right into 2K, I can hop right into Marvel Rivals, I can hop right into Arc Raiders or any other big game in 2026, and I have this flawless menu user interface that reacts to my inputs. Because over the last 15 years, technology has significantly improved. Technology has gotten so much better. The hardware is nuts on the gaming PCs and the gaming consoles that we use. Yet for some reason, Madden's menu user interface, the actual playability, the functionality, the smoothness of these games has gotten worse. And literally, I mean that literally it has gotten worse. Here's another loading screen as I leave that menu, and I'm finally back. This is an offline franchise on an Xbox Series X, the most powerful hardware that can run this game. So Ultimate Team is bogged down by input delay, 45% if you're building a team on the auction house. Franchise is bogged down by input delay. What ends up becoming a workaround in Madden is just not doing a bunch of stuff that you want to do. I often find myself loading into Ultimate Team without equipping abilities because it's just going to take too long. I often find myself in Franchise not changing the gear or the numbers on my players because I don't want to sit through these chores of menus. Superstar, Madden's career mode, is hindered by the exact same thing. I literally, yes, have the ability to create a character and play through his career. And while we're on the topic, you can't even run no huddle in career mode. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that there's a game altering bug where you literally can't run no huddle. It breaks the whole game. But that's not what this video is about, so I need to calm myself down. The character creation, the customization, all of it, every aspect of this that is supposed to be fun becomes a chore when I'm stuck lagging and loading and waiting. And I literally don't get it. Madden is not more sophisticated than 2K, or is it? Is Madden a significantly more sophisticated, significantly more graphics-intensive game than NBA 2K? Because from my eyes as a consumer, NBA 2K has more functionality. I'd say we're about 10 years away from clicking View Edit Player on Madden, and your player actually physically, formally pops up in real time in front of you. That's just not even in EA's ballpark right now, it seems. Or how about 2K's My GM mode, where I literally just created a character who's in an actual open world, walking around? And listen, I really do not want this video to be glazing 2K, because that's not what this is about. But from everything that I can see, just with my own two eyes, not being hypercritical, not being, not being a YouTuber and really going over the top, 2K has way more options, way more depth, and a better user interface. How is that possible? I mean, even this main menu presentation is so much better. You've got these high-res, beautiful cinematic shots of players in the game. I pop over to Madden, which for the record crashes every time that you leave the app. Like, I'm trying to quick resume Madden right now. It's just gonna boot me. And there it goes, it booted me. And we've just got just generic clips of NFL guys. You can even see this lag tax on the main menu. Like if I go scroll down the franchise, you gotta wait a few seconds for it actually loads in an option for you to click something. If I go down to Superstar, we gotta wait there. Online head-to-head, you wait there. I'm beating a dead horse here, so let's conclude this video. This is my conclusion. A decade ago, 10 years ago, we had Madden 16, the first ever iteration of Draft Champions. We also had Ultimate Team, we had Franchise, and I remember thinking back then, Ultimate Team and Franchise and all this stuff, it runs kind of slow. The user interface is a little bit clunky. I can't imagine 10 years from now how amazing this is gonna run. I remember thinking that. And here we are a decade later, and the game is clunkier and slower than ever. Compared to other games with similar features, Madden clearly misses the mark on functionality. And pretty soon here, I'll get to spend some time with people at Electronic Arts and hopefully get these questions answered myself. But I really do hope that this video reaches somebody at EA. And my question for you is, why do the menus operate like this? There must be a reason. You guys have acknowledged it. What is the reason? Number one. And the follow-up question to that is, what can be done to fix it? And I really hope that this isn't just a Band-Aid issue that we just slap something on top of. We make this and that thing a little bit faster. It almost seems to me, as someone who does not develop games and does not understand the back end of this, it seems like at the core, at the base, the foundation of this game is built on something not good, something slow, something that was not designed for what Madden has become. And it sounds like you might need to strip it all down and start from scratch. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea if that's true or not. That is my opinion on how this looks. And if that's the case, please do something about it. I do know that the people who work at Electronic Arts actually care that this game is good, and every single aspect of this game is ruined. And I really mean it when I say every aspect of this game, from Ultimate Team to franchise to quick play to online head-to-head to superstar mode, is held back so significantly by this user interface. It's held back so bad. I think what it's going to take is somebody at EA says the buck stops here. We are not going to continue to stack update on top of update when the fundamental core of this game doesn't run properly. That's what I am hoping can come of this video. And if that doesn't come of this video, if EA doesn't want to work with me anymore because of this video, if I don't get invited to the cover reveals because of this video, then fine. I will happily die on that hill. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think two things are absolutely true in this scenario. EA is aware of this issue, and EA knows how to solve it. I know EA knows how to solve it because 2K solved it, and every other video game I play in 2026 has this solved. I'm not under the impression that EA is so incompetent that they don't know how to fix this. The question really lies with, will they? Or are they capable of it, or does the budget allow it, or does the timeline allow it? And if not, would you tell us? Would you tell us why this can't be solved? I think the last thing I want is a corporate blog post that says, we're aware of menu functionality and we're working hard to resolve it. When it's all said and done, I love football. I love rebuilding teams. I love Ultimate Team. I love playing career mode, but wow, it could be so much better. And menu functionality, I think, is the absolute bare minimum. I think I expect EA to be able to solve this issue, and I really, really hope that they do. I don't think this is a big ask at all. All right, y'all, that is my video over. If there is any movement on this, if I hear anything from EA, if I get any answers, I will update this video. That's it for now. I love you guys. Thanks for watching as always. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.